Yeah.
Okay, let's start with part one first. These topics are super easy for you. Should be able to do that. So let's start. Let's talk about work. So what do you do for a living, Miss Lisa?
Yes, I'm working as a professor in human resources in a company. Yeah.
Sorry?
Now I'm working in human resource management field.
Management.
Yeah.
Okay, so management, những âm đầu nha. So management, first of all. All right, so what are your responsibilities in the workplace? Like every day, what do you have to do?
Yes, I'm in charge of human resource management department.
Management. Mhm.
Management. Our department have a total of 5 people. And another 4 is my subordinate and
Sorry,
our subordinate.
subordinate.
Yeah.
Subordinate, yes. I see. So why did you choose to do that type of work or that job?
Uh, I I didn't mean that I chose that job previously because
Previously.
yeah, when I just graduated university, my major is in accounting, but at that time I cannot find a job in accounting field. So my first job is related to human resource management, and I have chance to learn a lot from that.
Mhm.
So I make a decision to
Decision. I make a decision to.
learn more about that and keep working in human resource management field until now.
Okay, I see. So if you have to choose, is there some other kind of work you would rather do?
Uh, if I have chance to choose again, I may be to choose another job related to math or
Math.
yeah.
Oh, are you good with math? I see.
I'm not good at math, but I am. For example, it's easy to check a mistake in nếu mà mình nói là mình rất là mẫn cảm với con số, tức là mình có tư
I'm
duy
very
logic.
sensitive. Sorry, let's just say I have a. Let's just have say I am quite good with numbers.
Okay.
I'm quite good with numbers. Let's just say that. Or if you are attracted to numbers, let's just say I have an affinity. I have an affinity for numbers. Sounds like I look electron. Sounds like affinity, electron affinity, in chemistry. Anyway, but I'm quite good with numbers. Let's just say that. Okay, let's try again. Is there some other kind of work you would rather do?
If I have chance to choose again,
A chance.
a chance to choose again, I would like to choose a job related to math because I'm quite good at I'm quite good with number.
I see. So, like for example, maybe an accountant, as an accountant, maybe
Yes, maybe accounting, data analysis field.
her analysis. Yes,
Analysis.
analysis.
Okay.
Okay, data analysis, phân tích dữ liệu. Okay, I would like to point to this word that a lot of people make mistake all the time. That is to analyze. To analyze. It's a verb. The noun form is analysis. Analysis. The noun form is analysis, but the adjective form is analytical. 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 Mang tính phân tích. All right, so this is the word that a lot of people make mistakes. Let's try again. Analyze.
Analyze.
Analysis.
Analysis.
Analysis. Analysis.
Analysis.
Analytical.
Analysis. Analytical.
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 Analytical. Okay, let's try again. Like you said that you would rather do anything related to calculations, math, like accountant or data analysis, right?
Yes, that's right.
I see. Can you describe briefly or shortly the company or organization that you work for?
Yes, our company is a Taiwanese company located in Bingsun province, and our product is a speaker and a soundbar. It's kind of electronic products. So our customer is famous brand like Samsung or Yamaha or Pioneer. Yeah.
I see. So do you enjoy working there?
Yes, I'm quite enjoy working there because we have a good working environment, and our colleagues is very positive and
So your colleagues are positive. Your colleagues are positive. I see.
colleagues. And I able to use my foreign language there because I'm quite
It's a quite international environment, no?
yes. So I can use Chinese.
You speak Chinese as well.
Yes. I'm very good at Chinese.
Oh, I see. Excellent. I see. So you can speak 3 languages. That's excellent.
Mm,
I see.
just English is my English is not good. That's why I'm here to need your help to improve my
Thank
English.
you. So what do you like and dislike about your job, Miss Lisa?
Yeah, I think I like my current job because
I like
I
my
like my current job first because I can connect with a lot of people from different place or different country, and I'm able to. I have chance to help people to.
chance to
I have a chance
chance to
I have a chance to have my college or
colleagues.
uh,
Careful. Colleagues.
to develop their career in a company and
Better to use the word coworkers, I think.
yeah.
Because sometimes the word colleagues, it's difficult to pronounce, you know. Colleagues, it's difficult to pronounce. Let's use the word coworker. I think it's better.
Okay, co-worker.
Yes. Okay, so let's continue that question. So what do you dislike about your job then?
But to be honest, there's nothing that I dislike my current job. Just sometimes we have to solve 就是sometimes I have to solve relationship issue.
Like what kind of issues can you share?
Because in our factory there are a lot of workers, and maybe sometimes just the relationship is related to.
I think the word right now we need to use is not relationship, but I would like to introduce to you this new word. Okay.
Rapport.
It's called rapport. It's terrible. Why sometimes they always ask for these things. Anyway.
Rapport. Rapport.
Rapport. This is a new word. Rapport is a good understanding of someone and an ability to communicate well with them. Like, for example, she has an excellent rapport with her staff. The right word you should use is rapport, not relationship, you know, because rapport means a working relationship. It's like that. Rapport. So use the right word. Rapport. So rapport. Rapport.
Rapport.
Rapport.
Rapport.
I think it's rapport.
Rapport.
No, rapport.
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 Okay. Let's use the right word. So the rapport between people in the workplace can create a lot of problems, right? There can be a lot of problems, right?
Yes.
There can be many issues. Considering the rapport of people, I say it's called workplace drama, or we can call it workplace politics.
We
Chính trị ở đây làm việc.
Working relationship.
It's called workplace drama or workplace politics. Oh, you're talking about a word rapport, okay? It's like working relationship, something like that. Because when you use the word relationship, people understand it as a love relationship, you know? So you have to be careful with the word you are using now, I think.
Workplace. But if I use workplace drama, so it's too strong. I think workplace politics is.
Workplace politics is even worse.
Politics.
It's even worse. Chính trị trong nơi làm việc. Well, workplace politics is a normal thing. People always use that word too, you know.
But
Like
when
there are people, there will be workplace politics. You cannot avoid it, you know. Because there will be people who you like, there will be people you dislike, and they will form groups, and you know, they will hang out with each other, and then they will talk about each other, you know, it's like that. So workplace politics is not avoidable.
But when I pursuing my master degree, we have workplace relationship subject. So what do you think? The different
The workplace relation? You mean work relation, right?
Yeah.
And you have also there's also a field of study, it's called international relation, quan hệ quốc tế.
Yeah, but that's kind of that I study now. our major is human resource.
I see.
So we have a subject called workplace relation.
I see. Okay, so you know what it is. Now, do you work better in the mornings or in the afternoons?
I think I work better in the morning because
In the morning.
yeah.
But why? And what do you do? How do you often spend your mornings? Or something like that. Like try to expand it.
Because in the morning I just wake up and I have a full of energy for a day. So our daily work are most priority in the morning. So I can solve it first. And when maybe afternoon or evening is maybe we have another we'll have to show
Okay, so will you keep doing this job for a long time then?
yeah, because we have to work 8 hour a day, so maybe afternoon is we have to work few
This
hours. So
question
maybe,
asks you, like, will you keep doing this job for a long time? Like, for example, many years later, will you continue to do this same job after many years?
I think about that sometime, but I still work in this field almost 10 years.
It's been almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I have the same thing. I've been teaching for how long? Since I was 18 years old. No, since I was 17 years old. And now I'm almost 35. So it's almost like almost 18 years of experience teaching. So I'm not so sure, but probably I'll keep doing this job for a long time. So, Miss Lisa, do you miss being a student? Sometimes you miss it.
Yes, that's the reason why I'm pursuing master degree right now.
But tell me, is your master degree only the result of you missing your time being a student, or do you study master because you want it? Because there are other reasons, there are other motives.
It's just a part of reason that I'm pursuing my master degree, but the main reason I doing the master degree because I am curious about what people are doing out there. So
you're just curious, right?
yeah, and I think I need to open my network so we can communicate and exchange our experience.
I see. Because a lot of people they pursue their master degree because of a lot of weird reason. Like for example, if they are unemployed, sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
And also they pursue their master degree because they just hate their job, they just want to do something else. Or some people they pursue a master degree because they have nothing else to do. It's like they do not want to work, they miss their time being a student, or just because they think having a better degree can help them in their future career.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reasons. Now, so let's try again. Do you miss being a student?
Yes, I miss being student time. So I also have after graduated university, and I work for
Graduating from the university because you are the one who actively graduates. So mình phải dùng cái động từ mang tính chủ động nha. Tại vì mình là cái người trực tiếp mình graduate. So after graduating
okay.
from
Okay.
the university, mhm.
Yes,
After graduating from the university, what do you do?
after graduating university, I worked for maybe 3 or 4 years, and then I went to Taiwan for studying 1 year. And then after several years, I want to come back university to finish my master degree. Yeah, I think studying is the only way that I can connect to. I can call it, or I can.
Yes. All right. So, would you choose to be a freelancer? Like I am a freelancer, I'm a freelance teacher, you know? So would you choose to work freelance or to be a freelancer? Why? Why not?
I think to be a freelancer is really flexible. I may choose to be a freelancer when maybe 10 years later, but I'm not good at teaching.
No. Being a freelancer, it means you work for yourself. You don't have to teach. Of course, you can do a lot of other things.
Yes.
Like, for example, you can be a freelance accountant, or you can be a freelance auditor, you know, kiểm toán.
Okay. But I cannot be an accountant or auditor because I don't have any experience in that field. So because many people ask me to teach them Chinese before, but I'm not good at teaching, so I am able to teach other people to practice in human resources management field too.
Management.
Management.
Nhớ đầu nha. Management.
Management. But I think
Management.
management.
Management. This word you have to practice a lot because you are working in HR. You have to use this word a lot.
Manage.
So, manage, 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 management, management, manage. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, do you know that being a freelancer, sometimes your income, your income is not very stable, you know?
Yeah.
I know that from a fact because I've been working as a freelancer for 8 years. Still, if you work more, if you work hard, your income will be very high. But there will be months where there's no work, you know, or very little work.
Yes, I know, because everything has the advantage and disadvantage. So we have to assess and make a decision what we should do. It depends on people priority.
Priority. Priority.
Priority.
Priority.
Priority.
But do you think people nowadays work too much? And why?
I think it's not current trend because you can read a lot of article about the Gen Z. They kind of like
Sorry, what are you talking about?
I just thought that we have we read a lot of article about Gen Z. They really care about the work-life balance.
Balance. A work-life balance. I mean,
Work-life balance because they want to
they want to balance between having a lot of work and living their life.
yes.
I see. But the question asked you, do you think people work too much nowadays? Is it too much now? What do you think? How many hours is too much? And do people feel burnout? You know, burnout means they are extremely tired. Fatigue. Okay, this is a word. Fatigue. 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 It's fatigue.
Can you
Like
write
extreme,
down? Sorry.
extreme tiredness. Kiệt quệ. Fatigue. It's a noun that come from French language. Fatigue means extreme tiredness. It means that they work until they can no longer work anymore. They can barely work. You know, that's very bad. Like if you run deadlines, if you run deadlines for like a few weeks, you feel burned out very quickly. You can barely walk, you know. And
I
also
think
affects their health a lot. Okay, so let's come back to the question. Do you think nowadays people work too much?
I think nowadays people work too much because in our field, so we care about people health, and we do a lot of strategy related to improve working environment.
Strategy. I mean,
Yeah, strategy.
tiếng Phật. A lot of strategy, strategy,
Strategy.
strategy, strategy, strategy,
Strategy.
strategy, G. I'm there, Z. I'm G. Strategy.
Strategy.
Okay, related to mental health, you mean?
Yeah.
Khỏe tinh thần. The mental health. Like, how do you help them if they work too much, if they overwork? Can you share with us? Hello?
First, we can organize the outside activity, and we can implement a system to support our employee.
Yes, so mental health, like you mean just talking, no? Just like providing them with counseling, just talking to them to make them feel better, you mean? Okay, so that's something that you need to think about. All right, let's move on to part 2. Okay, so because we just started part 2 and part 3, let's try something that is not too hard. Okay, let's try 13 then. In part 2 and part 3, describe a company that employs many people. Miêu tả một công ty mà họ thuê mướn rất nhiều người. You should say what it does. Công ty làm gì vậy? How many people it employs? Công ty này thuê mướn bao nhiêu người? What kind of people work there? Những kiểu người như thế nào làm việc ở đó? Explain how you feel about it. Bạn cảm thấy thế nào về điều đó? Alright, so that's part 2. Remember, you have maximum 2 minutes to talk about that one because we are practicing. I'll give you more time. Okay, part 3 of companies. Should big companies be punished more seriously if they break the law? To break the law. Vi phạm luật. To violate the law.
Yeah, I can
Công
understand.
ty lớn nên bị trừng phạt nghiêm khắc hơn nếu họ phạm luật không? Think about what kind of violation. Think about how they break the law. How serious it is. Like let's say most of the time, be careful with this one. Most of the time, mọi người hãy thiếu cái chữ the này. Most of the people. And most of the time. Okay, so let's just say it depends on what they do to break the law. Most of the case is going to be mistreatment of employees. Đối xử nhân viên không tốt lắm. Mistreatment of employees means like some employees, they may feel discriminated. Some employees, they may feel discriminated, bị phân biệt đối xử. Or some employees, they may feel that, how can I say, the environment in the workplace is so toxic, work environment. Because the company has a very, how can I say, abrasive work culture. Just a moment, please. Can you give me a moment? Okay, so I was talking about like they have an aggressive. Some company, they have an aggressive and draining work culture. Một cái nền văn hóa lao động nó khá là làm tâm kiệt quệ, mệt mỏi, và nó aggressive. Aggressive here means that không hiền đâu. Like they have aggressive work culture that makes everyone have to be careful all the time, you know. This is very common in Vietnam. Very, very common. And of course, that work environment, that work culture is very toxic. Độc hại lắm luôn á, môi trường làm việc độc hại về tinh thần. So, like let's say, of course, they don't break the law if they do that, but it may lead to some problems that will lead to some issues, and they will break the law later. Like for example, nợ lương. A lot of companies, they owe, so basically they owe their employees many months of salary, for example. That is a very common issue in Vietnam. They owe their employees many months of salary. And that, of course, that is against the law. That is against the law. Because according to the law, they have to pay you immediately after that month, you know. Phải trả liền luôn, theo đúng luật, phải trả liền cái lương ngay sau tháng đó luôn, tháng lao động đó luôn. Of course, that is against the law. And the employees can sue the company. Of course, the employees can sue the company if they want. or they can report the company to their Department of Labor, Bộ Lao động. Có thể báo cáo lên Bộ Lao động. They can report the company to the Department of Labor, of course. So think about, of course, there's other serious crimes that companies can do to break the law. For example, trốn thuế, tax evasion. Tax evasion. If company evade tax, try to evade tax, of course, that is a serious crime. Of course, that is a serious crime. Should they be punished more seriously? Like, for example, what kind of punishment? For example, jail time or prison time. Is there any other ways to punish them? To deter them from committing the same crime again. Để ngăn ngừa, răn đe họ phạm phải cùng cái tội lần nữa. Okay, and you should also think about like this question focuses on should they be punished more seriously or not. Cái câu này tập trung vào chuyện là họ nên bị trừng phạt nghiêm trọng, nghiêm túc hơn hay là không nghiêm túc hơn. Nên bị trừng phạt một cách mà nghiêm hơn hay không nếu họ phạm luật. Okay, think about those things I just said. Sometimes company they import hàng cấm. They import restricted goods or contraband. Hàng lậu, hàng cấm, hàng bị giới hạn. They import restricted goods or contrabands, and of course that is buôn lậu. That is smuggling. Buôn lậu. Of course, what could be should they be punished more seriously so that other companies will not follow? Cho mấy công ty khác nó không có theo. Should they be punished more seriously so that others do not follow? Now, next question. Should big companies donate more to charities? Những công ty lớn có nên là quyên góp nhiều tiền hơn, quyên góp đồ nhiều hơn cho từ thiện không? Donate more to charities. It includes.
They should do the charity. So I think it's a kind of just branding.
It's a kind of branding, yes. It is for branding. Làm thương hiệu cho công ty. Of course, but think about the social responsibility as well. Trách nhiệm xã hội đấy nha. It's about social responsibility. Like if you are a big company, you employ many people, shouldn't you have a responsibility to help the local people? Help them with the problem of unemployment? Should you have the responsibility to help the poor people? Like, for example, if they are poor people, of course, there will be a lot of problems. Like, for example, health issues. You know, poor people, they often suffer from many illnesses, you know. Người nghèo thì là có thể dính nhiều bệnh lắm. Like, for example, a lot of people, they suffer from kidney problem, you know, and they are very poor. Bệnh thận á, nhiều người bị dính bệnh thận mà họ nghèo lắm luôn á. And think about tệ nạn xã hội, social delinquents. Let's just check this. How do you pronounce this word? Delinquent. Oh,
I think they must do
Delinquent.
charity for education is the best way to improve people.
social decline. Sự suy thoái xã hội. That can lead to social decline, you know. Tệ nạn xã hội, delinquents, I think. No. Delinquent is actually a person. I think it's better to use delinquent as a noun here. Okay, so delinquency, sorry. Behavior, especially of a young person, that is illegal or not acceptable to most people. Tệ nạn của tuổi vị thành niên, juvenile delinquency, for example. So delinquency. Tệ nạn. Of course, if you are poor, there's a lot of problems that can arise, like social delinquencies, drug use, rồi sử dụng ma túy. So, should big companies try to help deal with those problems? It's a social responsibility, you know, đó là cái trách nhiệm bổn phận xã hội. And then think about, of course, not just branding, you know. Think about the fact that big companies, they often earn a lot of money. They often have a huge capital. They often have a huge capital. They make huge profits. They often make huge profits. Những khoản lợi nhuận lớn lắm luôn á. So of course they have the mean, họ có phương tiện. They have the means to help the poor. So they should donate more to charities, I think. Okay, think about those things I just said. Now, what are the good and bad things about working for big companies? Có những cái điều tốt và điều xấu nào về chuyện làm việc cho một công ty lớn không? I think you know about this one. You know how to answer this one. Now, what are the differences between big and small companies? Làm việc cho công ty lớn, công ty nhỏ có gì khác nhau không? Think about the work environment. Who you answer to or who you report to. Mình trả lời cho ai, tức là giống như ông boss mình là ai. So who's your boss? Think about the work culture, cái văn hóa lao động của nó như thế nào. Think about, do people have to wear uniforms? Có phải mặc đồng phục không? Think about, for big companies, of course, everything needs to be automated, you know, cần phải được tự động hóa. Because there's so many employees, you have to make everything automated. Otherwise, it's hard to deal with them all, you know. And because of that, whenever there's a problem, does it get resolved? Does it get resolved quickly? Of course, if you have a big company, it takes much slower. It's much slower to resolve a problem, right? Compared to a small company, because you have to go through many people in order for the problems to be resolved finally. But of course, big companies, they have, like I said before, they have the capital, có nguồn vốn, they have a lot of profit, they make a lot of profits. And big companies are much less likely to fall, you know. Much less likely to go bankrupt. Rất khó phá sản hơn nhiều chẳng hạn. Of course, I do not mean to say that big companies will not go bankrupt, okay? Of course they can. And a lot of them did. But small companies can go bankrupt much more easily compared to big companies. Khả năng phá sản của công ty nhỏ, công ty lớn. All right, think about their benefit package. Benefit package, when you work for them, có những cái gói lợi ích nào? Like for example, you enjoy what kind of insurance? Health insurance. Do you enjoy paid vacations? Paid vacation means you take a day off or two, go on vacation, and you still get paid, you know? Đi nghỉ nhưng vẫn được trả lương. It's paid vacations. And think about what else? If you are pregnant, you enjoy maternal leave. Maternal leave. Nghỉ thai sản. You enjoy maternal leave, and of course, you still keep the job, of course. What other benefit package are there? Free health checkup, kiểm tra sức khỏe miễn phí.
Yes.
A lot of the time, it's free food as well. And then free training. Of course, training is provided, free training, but of course, when it comes to like training their English or their other skills, the company will not pay for that, you know. So that's why how Miss Lisa have to find me now. I'm just joking. Now, next question. Should companies and corporations, be careful with this word, cooperation.
Corporation. Corporation.
But this word, corporation. Corporation là tập đoàn nha, cẩn thận hai cái từ này. Be careful with cooperation and corporation. Corporations. Tập đoàn. Corporation is like huge, massive companies, very big companies. Corporation. A corporation can include many companies, many small companies combined together, you know. Nhiều công ty nó hợp lại thành tập đoàn như thế.
Yeah.
So should companies and corporations have the responsibility to take care of its workforce? Những công ty và tập đoàn có cái nghĩa vụ hay là bổn phận, trách nhiệm để mà chăm sóc lực lượng lao động của nó không? Workforce. So think about what will happen to its workforce when they retire. Think about what will happen if their workforce get involved in an accident or get injured. Yes, should the company or corporations help their workforce or not? bị thương tật, bị tai nạn chẳng hạn. Should they get involved in that? How about in case of in case of a health problem, what should the companies do to take care of its workforce? Like, you know what happened during COVID. I don't think companies pay for their workforce to get vaccination, but vaccination is free anyway. I mean, yeah, it's free by the government, but I don't think companies will pay for it. What would happen to its workforce if they are sick, you know, if they are ill? What would happen?
But all of this is responsible by our insurance, process insurance. So company,
You mean all of these are covered, right?
yeah,
Được bao phủ by insurance. Những cái này đều được bao trùm bởi bảo hiểm. Are covered by insurance now?
yes. But I think we should talk about they have to create many packages like training or and bonus to
Yes. However, remember that the workforce spends so many years to help the company succeed, you know. The workforce has to spend so much time, energy, skills, and effort to help the company succeed, you know, to help the company succeed. So isn't it a responsibility of the companies to take care of its workforce, you know? You know, these days, companies, they lay off a lot of employees. These days, lay off as a noun, it's common. Rất thông thường thấy được luôn á, lay off is very common. But a lot of the time, company try to evade their responsibility. Of course, like for example, if you have you have worked for them for 11 months, you are fired. So they do not have to pay the or the benefits of the whole year, you know, it's like that. That is how a lot of companies in Vietnam evade their responsibility. They evade the law. Né luật, lách luật. As an HR, you know how it is. Okay, anyway, let's try this question, shall we? Let's start from here. I'll give you some time to think. Okay, Miss Lisa, please describe a company that employs many people, please.
So I'd like to talk about furniture companies. So they have to employ a lot of employees from the simple level of worker to staff or management level.
Management level.
Management level. Management level. And this kind of manufacturing is very traditional. It is a traditional industrial. So most of the jobs is doing by manual instead of a high-tech system. So in the workplace happen a lot of accident, and employee may get injured when they doing these jobs.
How you feel about it?
And I feel so company needs to take care of their employee by invest into the automated system
You mean
to
automotive, right?
to
Automotive, you mean automobile, you mean?
automation system.
Automated system, một hệ thống tự động hóa. They have
Yes,
an
to
automated system.
decrease
Careful, it's more than 2 minutes already. You see, this is rare. It is like you are put under time constraints. You only have 2 minutes to answer this part 2. So try to stick to what you should say. Okay. Cứ bám vào mấy cái you should say này. Okay, let's try once again, shall we? Describe a company that employs many people. Let's try again.
You mean that I need to talk again about that?
Yes.
So to describe a company that employ many people, so I would talk about a company with manufacturing furniture. That company is a kind of traditional industrial. So they employ a lot of employees from simple labor to staff and C-level management level, and they could employ 1,000 people.
Yes.
And because that is a very traditional industrial, so most of jobs is doing by simple labor.
You can say most jobs or most of the jobs. Okay, but không có chuyện là most of job, most of people, nên nó phải thiếu một cái gì đó, thiếu the.
Most of the
Most jobs or most of the jobs.
Most of the job is doing by manual worker. So it's happened a lot of accident that make employee get injured. So I think that they need to improve their working environment by implement automation system to decrease the accident for employee and they need to take care about the employee take care of employee health problem too, because their working environment is not good. There are a lot of dust.
Okay, there's too many details. Be careful. Quá nhiều thông tin. You spent almost 4 minutes for that already. Okay, quá nhiều thông tin nha, mình phải làm sao mà nó tinh gọn lại. Try to make it shorter. Try to speak more in part 3, but not part 2, okay? Okay, let's try it once again to make it much more shorter, okay? Based on what you should say here. Tập trung mấy you should say thôi. 2 phút thôi nha. Describe a company that employs many people. Let's try again, Miss Lisa.
To describe a company that employs many people, so I would talk about the company with manufacturing furniture. They employ a lot of people. It's about 1,000. They recruit from simple label to staff and management level.
Management level.
Because they working in traditional industrial, so most of the job is doing by.
So most of the jobs are done by hands, no?
The most of the job are done by worker
Agree.
that lead to many accidents. So I think they need to improve their working environment by implement automation system, so that could decrease the accident, and they
What do you
need
mean? Decrease the accident, the chance of accident, you mean? Like there would not be too many accidents, decrease the chance of having accident, you mean?
decrease the chance of accident. And they also need to improve their working environment, because the employee health issues is a problem too.
Agree. Okay, good. I think that's good enough, I guess. Oh yeah, 2 minutes already. Now let's go to part 3 of companies. So should big companies be punished more seriously if they break the law, Miss Lisa?
I think they should be punished, but not serious. But government need to focus on how to control companies in operation, and show them how to do it instead of punish them, because there are a lot of regulation is not detailed. So when companies practice, so they did not know what exactly they should do.
The companies do not exactly know what they should do. I see. I see. So should big companies donate more to charities? What do you think?
I think big companies should donate.
Big companies.
I think big companies should donate more charities, because first the main reason is it can strengthen their brands, strengthen their brand.
Strengthen their brands, you mean?
Yes.
Strengthen làm mạnh hơn.
Strengthen their brand. Strengthen their brand of reputation.
Strengthen their brand.
And the second is they can have the community to
Yes.
they can have community by
How can they help the community?
by often offer.
By offering? By offering something?
Offer by offer benefit to community. I think education is the most important and sustainable way sustainable way to charity.
Sustainable. It's the most sustainable.
Sustainable. Sustainable.
Sustainable.
Sustainable.
That's the most sustainable way, I say. But the question asks you, should them donate more, not how should they donate more, you know? So don't be out of topic, đừng lạc đề nha. The question asks, should they do it? Should they do it or not? Not how they should do it, you know? Be careful. So Miss Lisa, let's try again. Should big companies donate more to charities? Cẩn thận nha. Nó không có hỏi là tại sao, nó không hỏi là như thế nào, mà nó hỏi là có nên hay không.
I think they should donate more charities because they
Yes.
have big profits. So they can do a lot of activity for community. So,
And of course the companies are they have the means to donate to the charities compared to a normal citizen, right?
yes.
Of course they have the money, they have the human resource. Có tài nguyên con người, they have the human resource to help the public. So should they do that? What do you think? I think this question is quite obvious because they have the means, they have the money, they have the people. The only question left here is, do they want to donate more to charities, you know? And let's talk about the social responsibility as well, you know?
I think the social responsibility is they have the third party to audit their operation. So I don't want to talk about that because their customer ask them to do it and control them by the third party of auditor. So they have to do it.
I say, wait, I have a question. Maybe you know the answer for this one. If companies donate to charities, that donation money, do they have to pay tax for it?
They don't have to pay tax for the
Donation?
The donation. Yes, that's right.
You have to answer with a no, be careful. Phải trả lời no mới đúng nha. No, they don't have to pay tax for donation. Okay, be careful. Now, so what are the good and bad things about working for a big company, Miss Lisa?
Yes, the difference between working in a big and small company is in the big company, they have a big management system. So
management system.
Management system. So when we have to solve a problem, so we need to take a lot of time to finish this. And all the work is very detailed. But when you're working in small companies, so one people can do a lot of work, but in general, and in a big company, maybe they care about their contracts and they build their own contract working environment. Culture.
They build their own culture. Well, so basically U plus L is pronounced like oh.
Culture.
Culture. They build their own culture. Okay, what about it then?
There are a lot of detailed work. We have to follow it.
Such as, can you give examples? Like, try to make it more details, you know.
There are a lot of regulation that we need to follow, like our document, our the way we behavior in the way we behavior at work.
It's called the code of conduct. The
Yes.
code of conduct. The code of conduct. Quy định về hành vi ứng xử. The code of conduct that people have to follow. Like, for example, you're not supposed to spend more than 5 minutes in the canteen, for example. Something like that. Every company has a different code of conduct. Their internal regulation, you know. Nội quy. Hoặc là sự regulate, sự điều tiết. Okay, anyway, every company has their own regulations. Okay, so should companies and corporations have the responsibility to take care of its workforce, Miss Lisa?
I think companies and corporations have the responsibility to take care of its workforce because it could increase their productivity and performance by creating the job satisfaction environment. And the second, it can reduce the turnover rate.
Okay, you mentioned reduce the turnover rate. So turnover rate, can you explain what turnover rate is? Because you are an HR person, you know what turnover rate is. Can you explain it?
It means that employee stop working in a company, so we have to recruiting new people, and it's worth a lot of time to recruit and training them to do the current job that
Hiểu tốc độ xoay vòng. To reduce the turnover rate, so basically you do not have to keep recruiting new employees and train them. Exactly, because if turnover rate is very high, does it mean that the people quit a lot and then new people are hired a lot? And of course, that costs the company a lot of money to train new staff, right? Am I right?
Right.
And that is not an ideal situation either. But these days, a lot of Vietnamese companies, they do that. They don't care about people quitting anymore, I think. Because they think that there are so many employees on the market and they do not care about turnover rate anymore, I think.
But new workers don't have the
Experience?
Because the new worker is take time to training, to have the skill set to do our to do the current job, so it can decrease the productivity, and maybe it's affect to the quality of product.
Nó cái đó là cái lỗi sai cơ bản á. Affect không đi kèm với từ nha. It can affect something or it can affect someone. Okay, let's try this question again. Should companies or corporations have this responsibility to take care of its workforce? Có nên không? Có nên có bổn phận đó không?
I think company and corporation have the responsibility to take care of its workforce, because when they take care of its workforce, so it can
Yes.
increase their productivity and employee performance. And it also can reduce the turnover rate. So company don't have to spend a lot of time and fee to recruit and training again the new employee, because it takes time for new employer to have a skill set to do the job, and it also have company or corporation to improve their employer branding. So it can
Yes.
have them have a good reputation in public and community.
Exactly. And basically, reputation is very important in business and in everything. Without a good reputation, it's very hard to hire good workers. It's very hard to even do business, you know. So reputation is very important. Now let's go to, because we have only have a limited amount of time. Let's try something that is not too hard. Let's try the topic number 7. Describe a home that you like to visit but you do not want to live in. Miêu tả một cái ngôi nhà bạn muốn viếng thăm. Okay, I think we have done this one before. So let's try number 6 then. Describe a tall building in your city that you like. Miêu tả một tòa nhà cao ở thành phố bạn mà bạn thích. It can be any tall building, you know. You should say where it is, what it's used for, được sử dụng cho mục đích gì, what it looks like, nhìn như thế nào. Explain why you like it. Tại sao bạn lại thích ngôi nhà đó. And then part 3 of tall buildings. What are the advantages and disadvantages of living in tall buildings? Sống ở tòa nhà cao thì có ích lợi gì và tác hại gì không? Do you think there will be more tall buildings in the future? Anh chị có nghĩ rằng sẽ có nhiều tòa nhà cao trong tương lai hơn không? Think about the population growth, sự tăng trưởng dân số. Think about the population growth. Think about the demand of people. Do they need more housing? The demand for housing. Think about the fact that of course cities, of course land doesn't expand, you know. Đất thì đâu có mở rộng rồi đâu. Land doesn't expand. So people need to build higher. It's like that. Think about that. And okay, for the first question, you need to think about the security. Think about whether in case of an emergency, is it easy to escape tall buildings? Think about the view that tall buildings can offer. Think about also the height, cái độ cao đó thì nó đem tác dụng gì không? Think about the fact that your neighbors are very near to you. So what are the good and the bad things about that? Okay, why aren't there many tall buildings in the countryside? Tại sao chẳng có nhiều tòa nhà cao ở vùng quê? And why do some people like to live in tall buildings or houses nowadays? Tại sao nhiều người thích sống ở những tòa nhà cao hoặc là những cái ngôi nhà ngày nay? Okay, I'll give you some time to prepare for this one. All right, so Miss Lisa, please describe a tall building in your city that you like, please.
So to describe a tall building in our city that I like it, so I would like to talk about I would like to talk about an apartment that's called Solar Garden. That kind of building that used for people to live in. It's building high about 44, and it kind of modern lives apartment, and it have many accompanies facility that we can access there.
Access.
Access
That we can access.
that we can access there, like a supermarket, fitness center, and the and that also have a security facility.
There is cái gì đó, có cái gì đó là there is. So there are also.
There also have the security.
There are also có have nữa. Cái chữ có tiếng Việt là there is. Có cái gì đó tồn tại. There is, there are. So there are also. Cũng có. There are also.
There are also have the
No, không have
security.
nữa. There are also.
There are also
Yes, but there are also what? I think you should stop there because there's there's a lot of things already for part 2. Okay, so Miss Lisa, what are the advantages and disadvantages of living in tall buildings then?
and living in tall building have the advantage that
There are advantages
there are
living
advantages
in a tall building.
in tall building that we can access many accompanying facilities like hospital, supermarket, and education organization, and maybe fitness center too. But the disadvantage that we don't have a lot of space, and maybe it's dangerous when the fire.
Yes.
I don't know how to say in English. Hỏa hoạn xảy ra.
When there's a fire. When there is a fire.
When there
is a fire.
When there is a fire happen there.
No,
So,
when there's a fire, phải thôi. Cái gì đó tiếp theo không có happen nhé. When there's a fire, what will they do?
So it had to escape because it is a high building, and the elevator, we cannot call elevators.
Of course, elevator is out of the question. You cannot use elevator.
Thang máy, I just forgot what we call in English.
Sorry? What do you say?
When the fire is hard to escape because the elevator did
The
not work.
elevator will not work in case of a fire.
Yes.
No, you have to say no. No, they won't work.
Okay.
And what other things there? Please continue. Yes. So, Miss Lisa, do you think there will be more tall buildings in the future?
I think there will be more tall building in the future because the population grows very fast and the land doesn't expand. So we need more house for people to live in there. So tall building help us to solve this problem.
All right, so it's help people to solve this problem, these growing problems. And so it means that big cities like, for example, Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City or Hoi An or Hue, there will be so many tall buildings in the city, right?
Yes,
That
that's
you
right.
cannot even see the sun.
Yes.
I see. So why aren't there many tall buildings in the countryside then? What do you think?
Because there are a lot of space, so people can build their own home. So they can create it, whatever they like, the architect of their house. And the population in the countryside is not ví dụ như là nói là cái dân số ở những cái
Yes.
vùng quê nó ít thì không cần thiết phải xây những
When the
cái
population in the countryside is so few, there is no need to build many tall buildings in the countryside.
Yes.
Okay.
And because they don't have many opportunity in the country.
There are not many opportunities.
There are not many opportunity in countryside, so more people tend to live in big city, and the demand of housing in the countryside
Yes.
is less than big city.
I see. Good. So, okay, so why do some people like to live in tall buildings or houses nowadays? What do you think?
I think people like to live in a tall building or houses nowadays because it's easy to access many.
Access.
It's easy to access many facilities, and they have the security by there is a camera or control system there, so it let people feel more safety.
More safe.
It
Cường tính từ ở đây.
feel more safe.
It leads people feel more safe and living there, right?
When they living there, and living in a tall building can offer people a good city view.
A good city view is excellent. That's why many people spend a lot of money on expensive apartments, because of the view. Okay, anything else you can add? Okay, think about the fact that some people they're afraid of heights, Some people are afraid of height. Nhiều người ta sợ độ cao á. Of course, some people are just afraid of heights and they do not like to live in tall buildings. So that's why, but then once again, houses are expensive. So they have to find like rural areas, khu vực hẻo lánh, in order to build houses. All right, so I think that's it for today, I guess.